Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Captain Creativity. I am your host, David Merel. Did you ever wish you could scan yourself, your friends, everyday objects, and turn them into 3D prints? Well, today we're going to see if that's possible with the Creality Otter scanner. And let's see if I can demonstrate. What does this button do? Oh, much better, much better. Well, anyway, as I was saying, today we're going to see whether or not the Creality Otter scanner is able to achieve high quality scans. How easy is it to use? Should this be in your classroom or in your maker space or in the hands of any 3D printing enthusiast? Right after this.
Welcome to the show that sets your mind free. Tech and gadgets, 3D surprise. Captain Creativity. Always inside to have with David's guiding light, invention sparkers take their flight.
All right, let's start with the unboxing. And here we go. So it comes with this really nice case, carrying case to store the Otter scanner. And in it, we have a USB-A to USB-C adapter. We have, let's lay these parts here on the side. We have a manual, a anti-slip back pad over here. Oh, we have a marking board. This is where you could put small pieces that you want to scan, and it will kind of understand that this is the bottom pad, and so it kind of removes this stuff automatically when you're doing the scan. These are stickers that you can put on to your objects so that if you have like black clothes or black surface, or if it's very shiny, these stickers will help a lot. We have a piece of fabric to clean. And, oh, okay, and we have an otter. Nope, an owl. You would think it would be an otter, but that's actually an owl. All right, so they give you like a sample object that you can get started with. You have this USB cable here, USB-A to USB-C. So this is going to hook up into your scanner, and then you have the scanner itself, as you can see. Nice, right? I think so. And I'll tell you, this is, you could tell by the way it feels, it's not like this like plastic, you know, flimsy device. You could really tell that this is like, it feels metallic. It's very, very nice. It feels really well built and very well assembled. So yeah, this is everything that you get. And let's begin by doing one of the scans. We'll set up the software, and then we'll do a scan, and we'll, you know, basically use this as the base, and we'll put the device on it, we'll scan it, and we'll see how it goes. So let's begin with the assembly. There's really not much there. You'll notice that there's like a little pin over here, and it's gonna go just like this into the Otter, and you're gonna press down on it, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn to the right, you're gonna turn that in, turn the screw in until you feel resistance, and then you know that it's pretty much now tightened in there. And I guess they don't want you to lose it or it slips out during your scan, which would be, you know, obviously detrimental. So it secures it to the scanner. And then of course the other side over here really just has to go into your USB port. Now, if you don't have any and you're using a more modern laptop that got rid of all the USB ports, like I mentioned, they have this USB-A to USB-C adapter, which you would plug in. Now, here's something extremely important. This is a tip that was communicated to me by Creality, and you must be aware of this. You need to make sure there's enough power for this unit to run. So yes, you can power it and it will work to some degree without any additional power. You could just plug it right into your powered USB port. But it is highly recommended, especially if you're going to do high resolution scans, that you're gonna want your laptop to be powered and plugged in so that there is definitely enough energy making its way to the scanner. I think additionally over here, you'll notice that there is a USB-C port over here, which you can then in turn plug into a power adapter. But I was told that as long as you plug your laptop in and your laptop is powered on, it will produce enough electricity for high quality scans to be achieved through the Otter. So make sure that your laptop is plugged in. Okay, so let's get scanning. We're gonna use that little owl as well as the detection pad. And I just elevated it a little bit so that I could get a good angle when I scan. So on the back of it, you'll see a triangle, and you can basically just press that when you're ready and it will start scanning. Here we have the Creality Scan software open. We're gonna do a new project. We're gonna call it Otter Test. Here I'm gonna choose that the object will be normal, the size will be small, geometry I leave alone, and then accuracy, high quality. We don't have a turntable, but a turntable would be nice, so would be a tripod. That would also be great, especially if you're dealing with small objects. With that being said, let's begin. So you'll see over here on the left, you have the infrared view, you have the actual view, the color view, and then you have what you're seeing in the main window is what it's actually picking up in terms of auto-recognizing or making the assumption of the object that you're looking to scan. So as you can see here, all that green there is what you want to pick up. You want to pick up as much green, anything that comes up as pinkish, and basically anything that's pinkish is this area that you haven't scanned yet. And then if it turns like totally red, that means you went out of alignment. One other thing I want to point out here is that on the left side, you have this great guide to kind of assist you to tell you, all right, you're in a good place, you're not in a good place, and so you really want to keep it right in the optimal area. All right, so we're gonna begin, and I could do that either by pressing the play button, which is the start button over there, or I press the triangle up button on the back. So now we are scanning, and you could see over here those little specks of kind of orange and pink. That's what I was talking about. And you really want to try to kind of get that turned green. And we're going to go to the side a little bit. And when you're scanning a small object, just to understand, you are going to hold it horizontally like this. And then if you were doing a larger object, you would actually do it vertically. Now, you'll probably noticed a few times that it went out of alignment. And that's okay, because basically you just move back to where you were and the software will try to auto detect where you went off. Now, another great thing about it is that there's actually LED lights on the back of it that will tell you whether or not you're in the green or you're in the red or you're in the blue. It kind of tells you, gives you a guide, even if you're not in front of the computer. I will recommend that you definitely want to get in front of the computer when you scan it so that you know that you're doing everything right. I think we did a good job. I think we got most of it over here. And again, this is like, as you can see, the tracking got lost. So I kind of put it back to where it could recognize it again. And then it resumes. But we're done here. So we're going to complete the scan. And yes, I'm done. And now we have what is called draft of all the points that we scan. And I now want to get the bottom side of the scan. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn it over now. And we're going to try to get the underside of it. And so we're going to do a new scan by going right up here. I'm going to click New Scan. Same thing, scan again. And okay, so we're going to go ahead and resume. And now we're going to get the bottom part. And what's really cool about this is that I can actually do multiple scans, and then the software will merge them all together, which is just so fantastic. And again, you could go around. I could actually use a turntable, but I'm just a little nervous that I'm gonna shake it, and I don't wanna really move the object while I'm doing the scan, because then you can end up with some weird things, which you could correct. It's not a big deal. But I will tell you that this is really, really simple. It really kind of just takes all, like, look, okay, I messed up here, so I'll sit back, keep it steady, and it just brings it right back on track again. That's pretty awesome. All right, so I feel like I got the bottom of it. I'm going to go ahead now and hit complete scan and hit yes. Okay, so now in the software, you'll notice that I have like all these like specs. And what you could do here is these are like the unwanted things. If you ended up scanning something that was not meant to be there, or someone stuck their hand in accidentally while you were scanning. So you can actually hold down the shift key and then basically select all these areas with your mouse, hit delete, and you kind of clean it up a little bit. Just like that. And that just makes it a little bit easier when you start merging or processing, because later when you're going to want to mesh this, you don't really need these little artifacts there, and you don't want to have to start cutting them out in the slicer. It's better just to get them now, right? So I'm just going to cut out most of them. I'll check here. See, this is much worse. This will definitely have jumped out everywhere. And again, you just kind of cut these pieces out, just like that. And you could turn it around just so that you get a good view of it. And there we go. Okay. I think we're pretty good. Not really worried about the other stuff. So let's see what happens. All right, so now what we got to do, now they do have this one-click process, and if you click this, it will just go through the whole thing. It will do the optimization, it will do the meshing, it will do the color mapping. It just does everything in one shot. But if you want to go individually, and I definitely recommend this if you're doing multiple scans and you want to kind of stitch them together, this is where you can kind of like increase the resolution. So here, if I drop that down, that's a little bit higher resolution. I'm just going to leave it here at the defaults for now. We're going to go ahead and optimize the point cloud, and this process really is going to be dependent on your computer's RAM and processing speed or GPU, etc. So basically, we're just going to go through this process, and then we're going to do this again on the next scan. And then once the 2 scans or more, remember, you could do more scans if you really want to try to capture all those different angles and bring them together for the ultimate scan, you could do that. Okay, so that looks good. Wow, look at that. And now we're going to go ahead, we're going to do it on the other one. Now we're ready to go ahead and do what is called point cloud merging. And we basically choose our 2 scans that we have, like so, and we say start. And this is set right now under auto. Now you could, if let's say it's not perfect or it doesn't like feel like it got, like when you could do the auto and it will automatically do it, but sometimes people feel like you need to kind of manually do it if you're not getting the results you want. But we did an auto, and let's see how it looks. It looks pretty good to me. I think I'm going to go with it. And now I'm going to go to exit merging, and there's our model. So now it's time to go to the next phase, which is the meshing. Now it's going to prepare it for export as an STL, which then you can download and throw onto Bamboo Studio or whatever, Orca slicer, whatever slicer you're using. Wow, look at that. That is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. That looks really great. So I'm actually pretty happy with this model, and I'm just going to show it to you that I can export it very easily. I'll just go straight to my downloads, and I'm going to say Otter 1 STL, even though it's an owl, whatever. And just to show you what that would look like, I could go here, I could go to Otter 1, import it. I'm going to auto rotate it, and there you go. Check that out. That looks really good. That looks really good. I mean, that really I feel like it captured all the feathers, all the different texture to it. I mean, that is, I really like it a lot. So I'm really impressed. And again, the learning curve on this scanner was really, really low. I mean, the guide, the software, I was actually really impressed how simple it was. There is also one other thing on here. If you do 3D modeling for, I guess, games or stuff like that, you could do color mapping, and then you could get the whole 3D model in full color. The color doesn't look like, it's not like, it doesn't blow you away, let's put it that way, but it's pretty good also. So I'm pretty kind of impressed with it regardless, even though I'm not going to end up using it for anything, but I just want to show you kind of what it looks like here. Yeah, that's crazy. Look at that. That's just so, that's so good. It's just really neat to have like that 3D model. It's very, very cool. So I am really happy with this software. I think the software is great. They throw in there the user guide, the video tutorials. There's a wiki on it. It's really, I'm actually just very impressed with the software and the hardware. I definitely 2 thumbs up there. Okay, we're now going to go ahead and scale a full-size person. And to do that, I am going to enlist my sidekick, Commander Coding, and we are going to scan him. For that, we are going to actually use a turntable, which I highly recommend. I bought this turntable for just around $70 on Amazon. I'll put the link to it in the description in case you're interested. It is an investment, but if you feel like you're going to do a lot of these and you're going to be scanning a lot of people in it, whether you're doing it for an event or you just want to have it for yourself or you're doing it for your classroom and you want to get all the students in on it and build little figures, you definitely could do that. One of the great things I would say about the Otter was that if you saw in the scanner, you really could like just scan them, takes about a minute or two, go on to the next person, go on to the next one, and so on, and then come back later and do all the optimization and stuff like that. So when you really kind of want to move the line and make sure you can process multiple people, that's the way you do it, and the software allows you to do it like that. Basically, anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. You know, moving on from this, let's go ahead and start scanning a full-size person. Okay, so let's get ready to scan Commander Coding. Welcome back. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
As you know, Commander Coding, my son, he's been on the show before, and he's helped us build an A1 Mini. And so today, he is going to be my model for the 3D scanning, okay? All right, he's gonna stay still. I usually recommend that you do the Superman pose, just like what he's doing right now. The best thing to do when you're scanning, here's a big tip. You should really start with the face first, and then once you're done, once you start with the face first, you really just attack the rest of the body at that point. So, Will, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Creality will tell you that you really should try to scan the face just one time and That should be enough at that point. Oh, look at that. It kind of yeah, that's why we have the turntable on. It's actually recognizing the turntable. That's really cool. I actually thought I was going to have to put markers on it, which I actually could have done, and that is a great way to kind of make sure that that anything you put onto this turntable doesn't get scanned in there, is putting on those markers, just like the plate that they give you for the small objects. So, yeah, usually once he goes around once is enough. Stop it. And now, yeah, you can step off now. So that was about a minute, right?
I don't know, maybe a little bit more. But
A little bit more, but not bad. So let's see how we did. All right, looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that's really good. So what we'll do now is we'll mesh it. And basically we could then 3D print you.
Yay!
Yeah, that looks pretty good. That came out really well. I'm very happy with that. That's not bad. I could clean a little bit up. There was a slight little bit of movement, but obviously when you're with kids. Okay, so where do you find this product? Well, you could buy it at store.creality.com. They always seem to have some sort of a deal going on, so check it out. I think right now there's some kind of a deal that you spend over $499, you get 2 free gifts. I think if you're a new customer, you get like 5% off. But what's great for teachers is that you could actually get this back to school special. It's powered by Beans. I guess it's similar to ID Verify, and it's 8% teacher discount. So that's pretty cool. I'm hoping you can apply that to the Otter, because that would knock off a lot. So again, $7.99. You could get it from their website. And I have to tell you, I love this scanner. I actually really enjoyed using it. I think it's great. Do I see this in schools? I definitely see one per classroom. I think it's a great tool to have. I think there's definitely an entire art in scanning alone and reverse engineering. So in terms of your STEM education or your STEM curriculum, I totally see classes built around scanning objects, bringing them in, maybe using Mesh Mixer, and then, editing those objects to kind of make a part for something that you need. I definitely see a huge education value in this. For makers overall, yes, definitely. I think it's great to scan all kinds of objects that you want to 3D print. And then whether you're just like an enthusiast or a cosplayer, to be able to scan a model in and then print it or scale it up and then print it, it's a cool product to have. It's got a low learning curve. I mean, it was very quick. Right away, even from the first scan, I was hitting great success. And then boom, I started doing another one and another one and another one, and I was just getting better and better and better at it each and every time. But even from the first scan, it was simple. And after you watch this video, I think it will be a breeze for anyone who gets this. I definitely recommend it. I love it. I think that this is a great product. And I hope you enjoyed watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe.